We've all been there. You worked up the courage to have that first chat, you broke the ice, but then what? What happens next? That's what we're going to get into today. The second conversation. That's the one that really starts to build a genuine connection. Let's think about it like this. That first conversation, that takes a ton of courage, right? But the second one, that's where the connection happens. It's the moment you shift from being just some random person to becoming a familiar, welcome face. It turns a one-off hello into an actual potential friendship. So picture this. You see that person again. Maybe it's at the gym, maybe it's in a break room at work, and suddenly there's this giant question mark hanging in the air. The hard part is supposed to be over, but is it? This moment right here is where so many of us get stuck.
And it's totally normal, by the way, for all that anxiety to come rushing right back in. That little voice in your head just starts spinning out of control, questioning everything. Let's get real about what that internal monologue actually sounds like.
Does any of this sound familiar? What if I'm bothering them? Do they even remember who I am? This is probably going to be so awkward. We all have these thoughts. You are definitely not alone in this. The whole trick is just not letting that voice win. So how do we quiet that noise down? Well, it all starts with a really simple but honestly powerful shift in your mindset. We have to completely change the goal. It is not about putting on a performance. It's just about continuation.
See, when you're thinking, I need to impress them, you're basically an actor on a stage. It's so stressful, and it's not even authentic. But what if you just thought, I'm just continuing a human interaction? All of that pressure just melts away. You're just two people picking things up where you left off.
So yeah, the goal is not some big cinematic moment with fireworks. No, it's just continuation. It's about building a sense of familiarity. Because you know what? Familiarity creates comfort. And comfort is the soil where real connections grow. All that pressure just kills the natural vibe. Okay, so now that we've got the right mindset, let's get super practical. I'm going to give you a really simple 3-step toolkit. Think of these as your golden rules for a totally smooth, low-pressure second chat. And I mean it when I say simple. Number 1, use their name just once. Number 2, refer to something from your last conversation. And number 3, keep it short. That's it. That is the entire playbook. Let's break down exactly why this is so effective. First up, using their name. There's just something powerful about hearing your own name, isn't there? It cuts through the noise. It signals that you're paying attention, and it instantly creates this little spark of personal connection. Something as simple as, "Hey, Aisha," makes the whole thing feel less generic. Just one time is all you need. Now, this second rule, this one is a total game changer. Refer back to something small from your last conversation. This is pure gold because it proves you were actually listening. It doesn't have to be some deep, personal detail. Just remembering they said leg day was tough shows you were present, and that makes people feel valued. And number 3 is so crucial. Keep it brief and be the one to end the conversation. So many people mess this up by letting it drag on until it gets awkward. A quick, friendly exit like, "Hey, it was nice talking again. See you around," leaves things on a positive note. People remember interactions that feel easy and light, not the ones that drain their social battery. Okay, so we've covered what to say. But now let's talk about something that might be even more important. How you say it. Your energy, your body language, that stuff speaks way louder than your words ever will. Think for a second about the kind of energy you're putting out there. Calm energy is so inviting, right? It's open posture, a relaxed pace, a steady voice. It makes people around you feel safe. But anxious energy, the fidgeting, constantly glancing at your phone, maybe leaning in a little too close, that puts people's defenses up. The goal is to be a calm, grounded presence. All right, let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Building a real connection, a real friendship. It's not a one-time event. It's a really gradual process, and it is all about consistency, not intensity. This is what that natural path to familiarity looks like. It starts with a simple greeting, using their name, then you have these short little talks. Then maybe an inside joke pops up. And then you hit this huge milestone, comfortable silence, that moment when you don't feel a frantic need to fill every single second. After that, you'll find the longer conversations just happen. You can't skip the step. Now, this is a really important question. What if you do everything right? You bring that calm, positive energy, and you just get a lukewarm response. What do you do then? Does it mean you failed?
No, absolutely not. Real confidence isn't about being relentless or forcing an interaction. It's about social intelligence. It's about reading the cues. If they're giving you one-word answers and not making eye contact, true confidence is having the grace to respect their space and pull back politely. A polite exit is a power move, not a weakness.
So let's just be crystal clear about what the goal here is. It is not to force them to like you or to get some specific outcome. The real win, the real goal, is to simply become a familiar, comfortable presence in their life. That's it. That's the foundation for everything else.
And when you focus on just being that comfortable presence, something pretty amazing happens. You take all the pressure off of yourself and off of them, and you allow interest to grow on its own timeline. And often, when people feel genuinely relaxed and comfortable around you, they'll be the ones to start the next conversation. And that, right there, is the ultimate sign you're doing it right. So, if you only take one thing away from our little chat today, please let it be this. Connection isn't about trying harder or being wittier or talking more. It's about a calm, easy consistency. You don't build connection by trying harder. You build it by being consistent and calm.